attempting to write an argumentative thesis statement, a student must conduct some initial research on the topic. Without this, the claim is based only on what the student thinks he knows about the topic, and that often results in a thesis that is too broad and/or unable to be supported. After acquiring background knowledge on a debatable topic, now it's time to target the 3 ingredients of an argumentative claim: the type, the scope, and the certainty. First, identify the type of claim. More than just stating the writer's opinion about something, a thesis serves a specific purpose. It makes a value judgment about something. Dating people one meets on the internet is an immoral form of dating. Or it suggests a new solution, policy change, or alternative course of action. The United States needs to invest more in preventing poverty at home and less in feeding the starving around the world. Or it proposes a definition or classification of something. While therapeutic massage is often performed on nude clients, it is not a form of prostitution. Once the writer knows his purpose, it's time to narrow the scope of his topic, and that is ingredient number 2. A thesis statement does not tackle a broad subject or reveal a mainstream opinion. For example, a weak thesis is the technological changes of the last 100 years have made a big impact. Rather, a strong thesis hones in on a single component of the topic, and this is where initial reading and research pays off. If he doesn't know much about the topic, then the writer doesn't know what to zero in on. In order to narrow the scope, a student needs to add more parameters to the thesis. Literally, he will likely add more words. Often, the longer the thesis statement, the more narrow the topic. The technological changes of the last 100 years have made a big impact on how people communicate. Over the last 20 years, changes in technology have made a big impact on how people communicate. Over the last 20 years, changes in technology have made a profound difference in the way American students communicate. As you can see, narrowing down a thesis statement often requires several revisions. Okay, now it's time to fine-tune the thesis statement with the 3rd ingredient: reveal the certainty of the claim. Adolescents often speak in absolutes: always, never, everyone. However, caution students about including these overly dramatic words within an argumentative claim. When an absolute is used, even one exception breaks the argument and deflates the writer's position. Rather than seeing the opinion as good or bad, right or wrong, think of the thesis statement as being true with limitations or false with exceptions. A qualifier changes how absolute or certain a statement is. A qualifier can intensify or downplay the tone. Now, this doesn't mean students should always avoid using absolutes. In some situations, bold and assertive language is necessary. Therefore, the purpose of the 3rd ingredient is to teach students about the impact that an absolute or a qualifier can have on a thesis statement. So, to write an argumentative claim, after some initial research, the writer needs to determine the type of claim, the scope of the claim, and the certainty of the claim.